When you play the Game of Thrones, you win or you die. There is no middle ground. Welcome back to Wisdom in Pages, where we explore the most iconic books ever written. Today, we venture into the cold, brutal, and power-hungry world of Westeros, where honor is dangerous, power is fleeting, and betrayal lurks behind every corner. We are diving into A Game of Thrones, the first book in George R.R. Martin's epic A Song of Ice and Fire series. This is not just a fantasy novel, it's a complex web of politics, war, and ambition. Every character has their own agenda, and no one is safe. If you've ever wondered how a story could blend Shakespearean tragedy, medieval warfare, and brutal realism into one masterpiece, this is it. So grab your sword, swear your allegiance, and prepare yourself for betrayal, honor, and the game of power. Because in Westeros, only one rule matters. You win or you die. Let's begin. Part 1: The World of Westeros. Before diving into the plot, let's set the stage. Westeros is a vast, medieval-inspired land where great noble houses rule different regions. The continent is divided into 7 kingdoms, but all swear allegiance to the Iron Throne, located in King's Landing. The ruling house Targaryen, once the greatest dynasty, was overthrown in Robert's rebellion. Now, King Robert Baratheon sits on the Iron Throne, but his rule is shaky, and enemies surround him. To the north, a massive ice wall separates the kingdoms from the mysterious threats beyond ancient beings, known as the White Walkers. Power in Westeros is built on alliances, betrayals, and ambition. And with King Robert's reign nearing its end, the battle for the throne is about to begin. Part 2: The Starks of Winterfell. Our story begins in the north, at Winterfell, where Lord Eddard Stark, Ned, rules. Ned is honorable, loyal, and strong, but in a world of deceit, his virtues may be his downfall. When King Robert Baratheon arrives at Winterfell, he asks Ned to become his new Hand of the King, essentially his chief advisor. The previous Hand, Jon Arryn, died under mysterious circumstances, and Robert needs a man he can trust. Ned is reluctant but accepts. His decision will set off a chain of events that will change the fate of Westeros forever. Before leaving, Ned's young son Bran climbs a tower and accidentally discovers Queen Cersei Lannister and her brother Jaime in an incestuous relationship. To keep their secret safe, Jaime pushes Bran from the tower window, leaving him crippled. This is the first of many Lannister betrayals and the first sign that the Game of Thrones is about to claim its players. Part 3: The Lannisters of Casterly Rock. While Ned represents honor, the Lannisters represent ambition and deceit. Tywin Lannister, the powerful head of the family, is a cold and calculating ruler. Cersei, Robert's queen, is manipulative and dangerous. Jaime, known as the Kingslayer, is arrogant but fiercely loyal to his sister. Tyrion, the youngest son, is an intelligent, witty dwarf who is underestimated by everyone. When Ned arrives in King's Landing, he begins investigating Jon Arryn's death and soon learns a horrifying secret. Robert's children are not his own. They are the result of Cersei and Jaime's incestuous relationship. Before Ned can reveal this to Robert, the king is killed in a suspicious hunting accident, leaving Cersei in power. Ned, still believing in honor, tries to warn the court, but he underestimates the Lannisters' ruthlessness. Betrayed, Ned is arrested for treason. And in the most shocking moment of the book, Ned Stark is executed, beheaded in front of his daughters. The man who played by the rules is the first major casualty of the game. Part 4: War of the Five Kings. Ned's death shatters Westeros. His eldest son, Robb Stark, declares war against the Lannisters, seeking vengeance. Meanwhile, multiple factions claim the Iron Throne. Robb Stark, the North, fights for independence. Stannis Baratheon, Robert's brother, declares himself the rightful king. Renly Baratheon, Robert's younger brother, also claims the throne. Balon Greyjoy of the Iron Islands seeks to carve out his own kingdom. And of course, Joffrey Baratheon, the sadistic child king, sits on the throne, backed by the Lannisters. Westeros is engulfed in civil war, and the Iron Throne is up for the taking. Part 5. Daenerys Targaryen, The Rise of the Dragon. While Westeros burns, a forgotten heir is growing stronger across the sea. Daenerys Targaryen, the last surviving member of the Targaryen dynasty, was exiled as a child. She is married off to Khal Drogo, the leader of the Dothraki, a powerful tribe of warriors. At first, she is weak, but over time, she embraces her inner strength and becomes a true queen. When Khal Drogo dies, Daenerys walks into his funeral pyre, carrying 3 ancient dragon eggs. And in an astonishing moment, she emerges unburnt, with 3 living dragons, the first dragon seen in centuries. The Mother of Dragons has been reborn. And while she is far from Westeros, her quest to reclaim the throne has begun. Part 6. The Wall and the White Walkers. In the frozen north, the Night's Watch, a sworn brotherhood, defends the Wall against unknown dangers. Ned's illegitimate son, Jon Snow, joins the Watch, seeking purpose. At first, he believes he is fighting bandits and wildlings. But soon, he realizes a far greater threat is coming them. Ancient White Walkers, long thought to be myths, have returned. As the kingdoms fight for the throne, a deadlier enemy is awakening in the far north, one that does not care for crowns or titles. Themes and deeper meanings. 1. Power and betrayal. Martin's world is brutal, honor does not win wars, and loyalty is a weakness. Ned Stark's death proves this. 2. The nature of leadership. Who deserves the throne? A boy king like Joffrey? A cold warrior like Stannis? Or a queen who walks through fire like Daenerys? 3. The real enemy. While men fight for a throne, the White Walkers are the real danger, an allegory for how petty human conflicts blind us to greater threats. Conclusion. A Game of Thrones is more than just a fantasy book. It's a gritty, realistic portrayal of power, war, and fate. The game is just beginning, and no one is safe. Thank you for joining Wisdom in Pages. Subscribe for more epic book summaries, and remember, winter is coming.